Because it's important atmospherically, that whole region, for that matter, the entire New York tri-state area has been buffeted, continues to be buffeted by really severe weather, thunderstorms of the summer variety that are just kind of hanging around. So it has delayed everything. Reminder, all of the news media have to these days get temperature checked, and only a limited number are allowed inside events like this. Not to do weather here, but you see the New Jersey, Delaware area where these storms like popcorn are just springing up with the afternoon heating and not going anywhere. So hopefully it won't interfere with our electronic signal. Let's bring in our next guest, Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, who represents the U.S. Virgin Islands and was the first sitting member of Congress to endorse Senator Harris as her presidential campaign got underway. Congressman, it's been too long since our last conversation. It's good to see you. And let's get right to an uncomfortable topic. There was campaign malpractice on the Democratic side that was committed in 2016. Pollster Cornell Belcher touched on it earlier and will again. The Democrats know the mistakes they made. They know about the excitement gap, looking back at it in the rearview mirror. Investigators and historians will tell us whether or not Donald Trump's victory was entirely fair and square, but tell us how this ticket, this time around, with this electorate, will endeavor to avoid the mistakes of the past. Well, I'm glad I mentioned the touchy atmospherics along the East Coast right before the Congresswoman. Congresswoman, you're back. I'm sorry, can you start again? You froze because of all that's flying around in the air between you and me. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just want to correct that I was not the first member of Congress to endorse her, but I am, of course, I believe, along with so many others, that we were some of her strongest endorsers. There are a lot of mistakes that were mentioned. But by naming Kamala Harris as his running mate. I think this sends a signal to so many Americans as to what he is about, that he is inclusive, that he is a statesman, that he is ready to take on the task of running this country with someone who is, like himself, an ambitious person, someone who has, fought with him on the campaign trail, but he has risen above that to recognize that we are one family and we are all in this together to set this country back on its track.
Congresswoman, forgive the error. We will simply label you an early and enthusiastic backer of Kamala Harris. How's that? Let's talk about
one of the things,
various.
Brian, I wanted to talk.
Sure, go ahead.
One of the things that I think was a big mistake that we really need to be careful of in this election is, in fact, the Russian interference. Let's all remember that when Kamala Harris was running for president, she was targeted more than any other candidate by the Russians. And what did they target her on? Her record as a prosecutor, and giving disinformation and lies to Americans, particularly Black Americans, about what that record was. They have painted her to be something that she is not. They cannot give any specifics about it. It's just some ethereal discussion that she put a lot of Black people in jail, when in fact she created the Bureau of Children's Justice, focused on children's civil rights. She created one of the leading programs to direct young people after they were arrested into training and counseling instead of jail. And she opened pattern and practice investigations in 2 separate police departments after community complaints. So we need to be careful and really recognize the influence of the Russians. I know that she's aware of that as a member of the Intelligence Committee in the Senate.
Well, is that, I'm guessing that's a major source of frustration for you. We know the Russians are back in the game again this time. It's a clear and present and rolling, continuing danger. Is that something you're going to devote yourself to just continue to raise your voice on and remind these people the Russians did it once, they can do it again?
I think that the House Democrats, as well as many leading individuals, are fighting that. We know, of course, that our president does not want to have any fingers pointed at the Russians, and particularly at Vladimir Putin. But we are going to remind Americans we're going to hold social media accountable, whether that's Twitter or Facebook or others, and expose what is going on and the influence that they have over the American people, as well as fighting voter suppression and ensuring that Americans can vote for their choice for president.
Having agreed to refer to her as an early and enthusiastic endorser of Kamala Harris, our thanks. Great to see Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett back on our broadcast. Thank you very much for your time and for making the points that you did. Let's bring our original panel